I'd rather have 100 haters shouting at my face than one snake that talks behind my back. Hey guys, MrPokke here, back with another video, and it is with a very, very heavy heart that I have to do this, but this situation just caught my attention by one of my viewers as of a couple of hours ago. If you guys are tired of the Genshin drama, well, look no further because we have another fresh one served up to you right here by yours truly, and this time involving a certain honkaistarrail content creator going by the name of Dreamy. Now, to sum Dreamy's character in 3 words, or rather this entire content, it will essentially be egotistical, envious, and entitled. Now, they are quite literally the actual embodiment of Suguru Geto themselves, but without Geto's drip. We will be exploring pretty much all of the evidence that myself as well as my community have gathered up in the last couple of hours, and how Dreamy has been consistently talking smack about other content creators back for a really, really long time, ever since honkaistarrail has started. If you are another content creator or even a viewer that faced similar experiences, do reach out to me and we'll definitely get you covered, right? We will be looking at the case studies ranging from Gachasmack, Volkin, Yellovv, Brax, myself, and most importantly, the very community that Dreamy has been making content for, which is the honkaistarrail community. Dreamy only says these things in the Discord server, which is not a private server, by the way. It has more than 4,000 members, and everything that she say as of the time of this recording is still currently up on her channel. But since she doesn't really like to say this in front of public, understandably so, we will now be giving Dreamy the opportunity to say what they really think in front of everyone. When we are done with this, Dreamy will be snapped back to reality. And without further ado, let's get on with today's content. So to first understand how Dreamy turned into Suguru Geto, we have to first understand the background of Dreamy. So Dreamy has been a content creator for a really, really long time, making videos as old as 13 years ago. Age-old content creator, YouTube veteran, right? Super old. And they really only started to pop off during the Arknight days. They started out with voiceless gameplays, and now they transition into the female AI voiceover commentary for their current honkaistarrail videos. I will be referring to Dreamy as they, them, because it has never been confirmed what gender are they in real life. And there has been someone saying that in the Discord voice chat back in the days, Dreamy has revealed to have a male voice in the Discord voice chat. We have no confirmation about this. I don't want to get cancelled in 2024, so I will be referring to them as they, them. I will not be talking about Dreamy's Arknight drama with Tagtone because frankly, that is none of my business. My business here is only for the honkaistarrail community as well as content creators. And let's be real, Tagtone is probably going to be reacting to this anyways, so I'm sure that he'll fill you guys in on exactly what happened back in the days. So for honkaistarrail, Dreamy, for lack of better word, has not been performing so well ever since their initial spike in the Herta video where they raked on over 300,000 views, and after that it has just been on a steady decline ever since from their peak in Arknights. So understandably, Dreamy is very upset at their channel having only this amount of views, especially for a channel that has almost 90,000 subscribers on YouTube. They are very, very mediocre compared to the few of the larger honkaistarrail creators such as Brax, Sevyplays, Goba Certified, Gachasmack, Volkin, and myself included. Dreamy has actively brewed this hate and resentment and complain about their lack of views, their channel discoverability, as well as the overall dissatisfaction with their content creation due to, at the end of the day, lack of views. Taking into a deeper look, their content is mostly, almost exclusively catered around the Memory of Chaos Zero Cycles, which is the honkaistarrail equivalent of Spiral Abyss in Genshin Impact. Right? Getting a Zero Cycle in Memory of Chaos, frankly speaking, nobody gives a shit. It is literally just a personal achievement to show the community that you can clear a stage that's very difficult within 0 cycles, which is going to be a very impressive feat. So with a simple reality check, the amount of people interested in a 0 cycle is inherently always going to be lesser than someone that's looking to, for example, a guide, pre-release analysis, or a more general guide such as for Swarm Disaster as well as Golden Gears, which is part of the reason why Dreamy's 0 cycles video has not been doing too well compared to more of the major content creators out there. This is not to say that Dreamy has not put in effort in their videos, right? I've personally seen and loved some of Dreamy's videos before this drama exploded in my face. There's tons of planning involved, speed tuning, team building, right? Knowing when to use the skills, because I personally have done 0 cycles on my stream with my viewers a lot of times, right? I know the amount of effort it goes towards the 0 cycle. We're not denying that Dreamy definitely places effort into their content. But that being said, because this content by nature is not as popular as the mainstream media, this sets up the stage similar to Suguru Geto, right? Dreamy's slow descent into madness or toxicity amongst her and her own community. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, we described Dreamy as someone with 3 characteristics: egotistical, envious and entitled. So egotistical is defined as someone that's excessively conceited or absorbed in oneself, right? They're a very self-centered individual. Envious is a feeling of discontent or resentment towards others over somebody else's achievements. And lastly, entitled is believing that oneself is inherently deserving of certain privileges or special treatment just because of, in this case, a subscriber count on YouTube, right? So Dreamy has this very strange god complex that, much like Suguru Ghetto, believe that they are better than everyone else and viewing them as dumb or monkeys in Ghetto's term, especially when it comes to Memory of Chaos content. Dreamy feels that they are entitled to all the views because they have spent a lot of effort making Zero Cycle clears, which we are not denying, and simply cannot fathom why their videos are not as popular as some of our major Honkai style content creators out there. Sit down, have a drink, because I'm about to unload a whole lot of shit and a whole lot of case studies onto you guys, exposing Dreamy, talking smack about pretty much almost every single content creator that I know in honkaistarrail. And of course, this is not a drill, right? For our very first case study, we're going to start off small. It's going to be by a smaller content creator going by Yellovv. I'm just going to call them Yellow, who also creates a channel around MOC Zero Cycle content. They are a smaller content creator and their complaint did not even gain traction amongst the mainstream media, well, at least until today, when MrPokke is going to give you the platform for you to air your injustice and I will bring you justice. So this is essentially the community post that was posted around 9 days ago. First of all, I recommend you guys to check out Yellow's channel. Really good Zero Cycle clears. One of the first content creators that I've seen that made an E0, S0, DPS, Zero Cycle, right? So looking into the community post, you guys can just honestly read it by yourself. But the gist of it is Dreamy accused of Yellow of stealing their tech, specifically the Von Weg Pella tech in a Zero Cycle content. So taking a look in the comment section over here, somebody left a comment on Dreamy's video where they said, exact same comp I see people copying for Zero Cycle ratio MOC 12. Not impressive to see now. Now this is obviously a hate comment on Dreamy's content because it is nothing original, right? Why is Dreamy doing another Zero Cycle where everyone else has already done it? So Dreamy, as someone who has a very huge ego, did not take this hate comment lightly, or in fact, they do not take any hate comments lightly, as you can see later on, right? So for this specific comment, Dreamy went on with copying. You mean how people copied my Von Weg Pella tech after I introduced it on my Topaz Zero Cycle video? Ah, yes. Even though literally no one was using this tech, all of a sudden, everyone is using this after I introduced the tech. Funny enough, because I even specifically stated Von Weg Pella as a strong tech for two-faced bosses such as Airborne Deer. And also, those people you watched literally never use Pella, nor have they ever used Pella this way until I introduced that tech. And of course, her viewers would be like, you're the real cook, Dreamy. I watched multiple CC and I agree you were the first one and all that kind of stuff. Basically stroking Dreamy's ego even further. This is directly addressing Yellow's Zero Cycle clear previously, right? Because Yellovv also used a Von Weg Pella tech. Yellow is one of the only person he knows that does not copy anything. And to that, Dreamy has to say, no, he did not. You can literally check all of Yellow's video right now, and specifically against a two-faced boss, he never used this Pella Von Weg tech. How convenient. So Dreamy is just straight up accusing Yellow of once again a Artumbo 2.0 incident, right? Yellow, being the Giga Chat that he is, completely shuts down Dreamy in his community post, as you guys can see, showing that CN has developed this tech months ago. Long time ago, before Dreamy even came up with her Topaz Zero Cycle video that was very recent. And frankly speaking, this is an embarrassingly easy tech to recreate. This is not like ZMM, using Remembrance Path, using the capitalism path, all that kind of stuff, where it takes a lot more effort to actually recreate a strategy. This is literally straight up equipping a two-piece onto your support, and that is Pella. That's it. And frankly speaking, anyone that does Zero Cycles can put together that Von Weg has action value advance. Von Weg has energy regeneration, so naturally allows Pella to go faster. It's kind of like claiming you're the first person to solve 1 + 1 = 2, and that everyone else after coming up with 1 + 1 = 2 is a copycat, which is honestly ridiculous, right? Dreamy then also goes on to belittle Yellow's content, saying that it wasn't as smooth as her, signaling another superiority complex that Dreamy is the much better player compared to Yellow. Now, the best part is, this is the best part, right? Being the absolute Giga Chat that Yellow is, he doesn't even care what Dreamy thinks of their content because he's just someone that wants to enjoy the game and showcase the Zero Cycles he managed to create with his team building and thought process. But unfortunately, this has stepped on the toes of Dreamy, right? How dare they make another Zero Cycle content? How dare they make Von Weg Pella? And how dare they play less smoothly compared to the almighty Dreamy? This is absolutely unacceptable, right? So that is our first case study of Dreamy's absolutely insane ego. And now I'll present to you the second case study, and this time involving with yours sincerely, MrPokke, right? This is not all of it because there's another even bigger case study all the way at the end, but I'll say that for later. But I'll let the screenshot speak for itself first, right? So this is the gist of it. Pokke has never even true zero cycled with low investments. It is always E2 Bronya, E2 deal. Yeah, this guy is basically waiting his whole life to comment it because I don't over invest for a zero cycle. Now I can't zero cycle, basically his chance. Funnily enough, I've literally never commented a single thing onto Dreamy's channel in my entire life. I'm just going to give them the benefit of doubt and that they're referring to some of my viewers who left a comment on their channel, right? But let's continue. And then, Pokke was so proud of the first half with E2 deal when I could almost do it already with just E0. When it comes to strategies and tags, I'm way ahead. Minor spoilers for the next PvP tourney, he literally took his teammates' best support just for second half. The next PvP tourney video is going to be hella fun. So, for context for this video, I released a double zero cycle featuring Rame and E2 Imbibitor Lune on both halves of Memory of Chaos. I posted it simply because I had a fun stream, I had a good time with my viewers, and it translates to awesome YouTube content after my editor added some nice edits, right? And I've been doing this ever since Kafka's release. Well, my very first zero cycle was with Kafka way back in the day, right? So it is not the first time that I've done zero cycles on my channel because frankly speaking, to me, zero cycle is just fun to do. I like to do it on stream, I like to do it with my viewers, I like to mod, I like to think, and when we actually get it, it is hella hype, right? So that is why I do my zero cycle content. So ever since that double zero cycle video, Dreamy then posted another video titled What Real Strategy Looks Like. Now this is essentially a underhanded jab at my content by insinuating that it wasn't a real strategy, right? My zero cycle was not a real strategy, right? Only Dreamy's excellent god tier Memory of Chaos is a real strategy. So this is specifically aimed at my content. I know this is aimed at my content because a few of my viewers regrettably left a few not so pleasant comments on Dreamy's videos asking why Dreamy couldn't clear a zero cycle despite using an E6 Silver Wolf, or how MrPokke has already done a double zero cycle and then their previous video was only a one cycle, right? So this triggered Dreamy's absolutely massive ego once again, right? They absolutely cannot stand this. They cannot stand not being the very best Memory of Chaos clear. So for this, I just want to say that the fault is definitely on those viewers, right? It is a childish remark, and I've personally left a comment on their strategy, which Dreamy literally pinned and hearted, right? I've explained, nice clear, sorry that you had to deal with those people. I thought we were all cool, right? And even the description of a YouTube video, they stated that there is no beef between MrPokke and me. In fact, we're in the same private Discord with other HSR content creators where we help each other when it comes to HSR content. But holy crap, some of you MrPokke fans are toxic AF. Now, I'm not so sure whether there's really a lot of help when all you do is talking smack behind pretty much every single content creator's back. And I will be exposing this momentarily, right? But first, let's just focus on this real quick. When I first saw this video, after I saw the description, after I gave the comment, and after Dreamy posted it, after Dreamy pinned it and hearted it, I gave them a very, very big benefit of the doubt, casting away my initial response, which is, wait, why would they even call this what real strategy look like? Are they actually trying to compete with me for a zero cycle content? Did I actually hurt their ego at this point? I did not know that Dreamy had this ego problem back then, so I simply just, you know what, maybe they're just trying to find a way to get views. So that's that, right? I didn't think of it, right? It was never a dick measuring competition to see who is the best Memory of Chaos player in the entire YouTube content creator space, and much less belittle others by showing how I'm the best player in honkaistarrail using X and X Eidolons, X and X units, and how I can clear zero cycle. That's never my intention, right? I actively show my builds, and I know that my builds, they are not attainable for pretty much 90% of the population because I do have multiple Eidolons, I do have multiple super musicians, and I have, frankly speaking, amazing relics, right? Shout out to my E3S5 Bronya, I love you, right? But on this matter of relics and relatability on how they can clear with like much lesser investments, let's take a look at what Dreamy's relics actually have, right? Here we have a 171 speed Bronya with a 167% crit damage. Then we have a Doctor ratio with 3.6k attack, 84% crit rate, and 163% crit damage. And then here we have another Runmei with 217% break effect with the energy regeneration rope as well as 41% effect rest. And then here we have a Ting Yun with a 2.4k, almost 2.5k attack with 173 speed. Now, Dreamy, let's be completely honest here, right? You know it, I know it, and I can tell you with 1000% certainty, these are not relatable builds to 99% of the player population. And I can also say with 99% confidence that Dreamy definitely refreshed their stamina to farm for additional relics in order to get a better relic quality, right? So let's not pretend that the zero cycle done by Dreamy was using absolutely dog shit relics or even mediocre relics, because frankly speaking, these are all impressive units, very, very well built. The only way you can actually get so many units well built is through refreshing stamina and farming relics. So at the end of the day, let's not pretend that your zero cycle is only done with skill and that you are the very best of the very best because you are like the best honkaistarrail memory of chaos player, right? You need to speed tune, yes. You need to TRS your team building, yes. You need to know which skills to use at what moment, yes, right? I'm not denying that. But frankly speaking, the most important skill for any zero cycles in memory of chaos boils down to two things: pulling better and rolling better, right? If you don't have the idolence, if you don't have the relics investments, no matter how much you try to replicate like Dreamy's memory of chaos zero cycle or even my memory of chaos zero cycle clear, you are not going to get it because you're just not at the same level of investments when it comes to these content creators, right? It is not realistic. But back to my case study, I'm not saying that having an unrelatable build is a sin, but what is weird is thinking that you're god complex, thinking that you're giga brain, that you've transcended everyone's intellect by coming up with this zero cycle with the relics you have, with the Pella Von Weg tech, and it's just frankly very, very disturbing. And the last thing I need is for another content creator to treat Memory of Chaos as a I'm better than you situation, right? Dreamy having the ego to literally gatekeep things such as Pella Von Weg tech or my zero cycle is better than yours is respectfully cringe, right? Now moving on to the next case study is gonna be with Volkin and the Timaeus Cup. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you guys have seen this series done by Volkin channel before where we have done a few PvP cards. I've done so with Goba, I've done with Gachasmack, even Tecton has Get On, right? It's basically a bunch of content creators getting together, showcasing off-meta builds and off-meta team comps to clear Memory of Chaos. In this case, I don't even believe that this is a genuine screenshot, but just take a look at it for yourselves. Okay? Now, putting down other content creators such as Yellovv or even myself because we are stealing your views, you know what? I get it, right? It's a dick move, but I get it. But imagine being so egotistical and envious and entitled to the point where you literally tell your community to not subscribe to Volkin, the very channel that is giving you exposure and your desperately desired views. What? It will release in 2 days, as usual, Volkin. Bruh, you don't even need a sub. Most likely it will get recommended. Since I'm in it, I'm gonna get tagged. Up until this point, I've been relatively composed, or as much as I can. But holy, the audacity to say this is some next level shit, man. I don't even think Ghetto has an ego as big as you, Dreamy. Genuinely, right? There's not much to be said here. I'm just absolutely shocked and speechless that somebody will actually say this in a public space, mind you. This is a public Discord with over 4,000 members. This is not a one-to-one chat with their bestie, alright? Absolutely ridiculous. And speaking about PvP, furthermore, you can see the comment Dreamy left there with almost 1,000 upvotes. Thanks for having me, guys. GG's to everyone. While in the back scene, this is what Dreamy has mentioned, right? You know, at the end of the day, this is a classic example of what we would say in real life, a snake. By Urban Dictionary definition, a snake is a person who seems like they are really nice, you know, they can confide in, they're very nice, they're very chill to hang out, but actually, they're a backstabber waiting for the moment to strike. And I'll let the screenshot speak for itself, and I'm just gonna weigh in on my thoughts on this, right? You can look at it yourself. So, I'm sorry, the great Suguru Dreamy, right? I'm sorry that me and God Doggo's team building displeased you, right? I'm sorry that we lost to you in a PvP in which you couldn't even be bothered to support by subscribing to Volkin's channel. You are truly the greatest honkaistarrail Memory of Chaos player of all time. And in the future, I will be sure to note that if I ever were to do another PvP with you, the great Dreamy, I'll instantly forfeit my match against you because I'm simply not worthy of you, right? And I am serious about this, by the way. I will never participate in another content with Dreamy for the rest of my life unless they actually come up with a public apology that is satisfactory, right? Imagine actively encouraging hatred and toxicity within your community by flexing on how you won in the Memory of Chaos PvP content, which, mind you, had the entire purpose of content creators having fun and showcasing off-meta builds. Now, if you truly want to sweat it out and be the very, very best in esports or whatever, may I recommend to you to go and play League of Legends, right? I think that'll be right up your alley. My point is, how much of a superiority complex must you have to actively put down other content creators who are literally giving you views and exposure on your channel over a zero cycle or over Memory of Chaos? Like, what is even going on? This is a single player PvE game with zero competitive elements. That's the whole reason why people even love this game, right? It is chill, you can hang out with your friends, and you can talk about your favorite waifus and husbandos. Imagine making this a sweaty PvP, become the very best of the very best over like I just don't understand why Dreamy would treat this like a League of Legends esports where the best zero cycle or the most optimal zero cycle is gonna be the next faker, right? Please sit down, show some humility, show some respect to the others around you, right? And speaking of respect, here is our fourth case study, which is none other than honkaistarrail's community as a whole. Yes, that's right. The very viewers that watch Dreamy's content, right? You can see from this over here, right? You really can't underestimate how dumb some people could go. You can't argue against that. I don't care about Memory of Chaos 9 because players are too dumb to realize that it's not easier than Memory of Chaos 10. They think the Memory of Chaos 9 showcase is easy. I don't know. I've always accepted the fact that majority of humankind are dumb. Majority of humankind are dumb. It is probably one of those players who can't even understand such a simple concept such as being skill when positive, neutral, negative, right? Typical dumb players. The picture over here is basically referring to a hater leaving a hate comment on Dreamy, right? And like I mentioned, Dreamy's ego is so massive, she absolutely cannot take a hate comment on her channel, right? So it's come to the point where she's not only dissing her competitors, she's not only dissing her supporters, she's literally dissing the very community that she's making content for by calling the majority of humankind are dumb. So I guess everyone is just dumb compared to the great Dreamy, right? Yo, Dreamy, honestly, at this point, I don't think your content deserves your viewers' viewership, right? They're simply beneath you. In fact, here's a link for Ghetto's cosplay costume whenever you're ready, right? Don't worry, your ad revenue from the views will be able to cover this, assuming that you will still have views when I drop this video, right? So, to the viewers, I hope that you guys know what kind of content creator you're watching at this point. Next, case study 5. Now, case study 5, I'm just gonna lump pretty much almost every single major honkaistarrail content creator together. Brax, Sevyplays, myself, Gachasmack, Tone. As long as we rake in more views than Dreamy, we're under her radar, right? So remember how I mentioned at the start of the background where Dreamy is not happy with their views on YouTube. So looking at this screenshot, this is pretty much the most classic definition of entitlement you will witness in a long time, right? So you can see Dreamy, there's a 50,000 view true zero cycle that uses an E2 silly. I don't even use such powerful idlers, yet my zero cycle have less views. Omega lol. 3 weeks ago, but higher views than any of my recent guides. Mathematically, objectively better. Lamau. There's no good content creator for reverse 1999. There are some who branch from HSR to reverse 1999, but sadly, they are shitty ones, like Gachasmack and Volkin. Right? Someone else is stealing the views this time, right? I think copying Zyok's thumbnail as well, right? You know, to boost the views. Incognito results, but where's my views? Is this a bug or some shit? Omega lol. Imagine thinking not getting views on your channel is a bug. Yeah, maybe Yellovv implanted a bug. I don't know. Jesus Christ, these three are really just using the same formula over and over. And these three, Dreamy is specifically referring to Brax, Sevyplays, and one more content creator, which I'm not really aware of. Probably Gacha Game or something like that, right? I usually don't compare myself to others and have my own target. I especially base it on the amount of effort I put. Like, these guys take a couple of days to make. I want at least 50k views. Showcases can be 10 to 20k for all I care because they are low effort. I'm impressed Sevy gets views with almost close to zero theory crafting. Her guide does have a nice format though. Imagine not coming up with your own map and your own calculations like our great Dreamy. How dare you get hundreds or thousands of views while my guide don't even get close to 50k views. At least 50k views, mind you, right? This is absolutely unacceptable for the great Dreamy, right? So where views, right? Where views, view donation. I remember the days when my Genshin guide had better views than Braxophone despite being only subtitles. And this is coming from somebody that said, I usually don't compare myself with others, by the way, right? Holy back reading. Yeah, I dug out quite a little bit for this, right? Stealing views, guys. Stealing views. Why is everyone but me, the great Suguru Dreamy, Dreamy? I don't know, but maybe, right? Just maybe, your content isn't as good as you think it is. Your content is just something that maybe less people want to watch because, you know, it's a zero cycle video, which literally less than 1% of the player base even gives a shit about. Maybe that's why, right? Newsflash. YouTube doesn't owe you a thing. Your subscribers doesn't owe you a thing. None of the time you invested in making a zero cycle or a guide owes you a thing, right? The world itself does not owe you a single damn thing. If you want to make content for the sake of views, for the sake of money, right, may I suggest just go ahead and work at McDonald's or at Wendy's, right? Because I am absolutely positive that minimum wage is statistically more than being a content creator 99% of the time, right? People that watch content, they don't watch content because you put in effort, right? Nobody cares if you spend 1 week or even 1 month making a video. If people don't want to watch your content, they simply don't want to watch your content. The world doesn't care how much time you spend thinking or making a zero cycle, right? This is very relatable in real life, by the way, guys. The world genuinely does not care how much effort you put in. The world, as we live in, they only care about results. If the final result is not something that viewers want, then nobody's gonna watch it. Even if you spend 20 billion hours on it, nobody's gonna watch it, right? You don't show a face. You don't show a voice. You don't show anything other than a gameplay with your AI TTS voiceover, right? Do you really think, Dreamy, that your channel holds a competitive advantage over countless other content creators, not to mention countless other zero cycle content creators out there? Zero cycle by itself, like I mentioned, is a very niche topic. And people, they objectively, they want to watch unit guides. They want to watch pre-release pool opinions, right? They want to watch special game mode guides like Storm Disaster and Golden Gears, none of which is what your channel is known for. Your channel is known for Arc Knights, and then you transition into zero cycles, right? So respectfully, it is time to wake up from this sense of entitlement. The world isn't out to get you. The people will want to watch what the people want to watch. It really is just not that deep, right? So that is that. And now, finally, the final case study I'm going to give to you guys is between Dreamy and myself, right? I alone, the honored one, okay, that's kind of cringe. I will lay the final nail on Aya Dreamy's coffin. So let's start from this comment where Dreamy noticed Volkin is reacting and translating a CN tier list for another gacha game, which is Reverse 1999. And then they start to cook that myself, as well as Tenten, a Genshin content creator, we are thieves by stealing content from the CN community. Dreamy then claims I'm shameless and that my viewers are subbing to a guy that can't do shit without CNTCs. And then of course the community at this point is just completely being brainwashed by Dreamy, just like how Ghetto just brainwashed all her minions under them. I mean, most of Poke's viewers have low IQ to begin with, right? They then proceed to become salty, right? They're envious because my videos are farming mad views, right? They are farming mad views compared to Dreamy's zero cycle content, right? So why is Dreamy not getting the views that they should be entitled to? So Dreamy, sit down, because this will be a lesson for you, not as someone that absolutely hates your guts, because me personally, I hate snakes in real life. I cannot stand, like I mentioned at the start of the video, I'd rather have 100 haters saying shit to my face than one fella or one friend that pretends to be a friend talking shit behind my back, right? I absolutely cannot stand you. But that aside, between content creator to content creator, you think that the content I make on my channel, or as anyone, as a matter of fact, as long as we are reacting to CN content or repurposing CN content, we are basically Artumbo 2.0, right? We're stealing things from Bilibili. So first off, Dreamy, if you think yoinking the Bilibili content, if you want to react to Bilibili content, if you think CN is the magical potion that instantly gives you hundreds and thousands of views and exposure, I urge you to go ahead and try it, right? There's hundreds, if not thousands of videos on Bilibili, all there, waiting for the great Dreamy to react to. And the best part is, you don't even have to make your own zero cycle anymore. You don't even have to translate. All you have to do is literally react to the CN zero cycle. Because let's be real, CN zero cycle has been done way ahead in advance. They come up with the craziest zero cycle. So if your channel is based on zero cycle, why not just go ahead and react to their content? You wouldn't have to spend so much time making your own zero cycles. Just react and you will get the views, right? Because that's all there is to it. People won't just watch your video because of the word CN on them. People watch videos, or rather people watch content, because it's something that gives value to the player base. My content, whenever I were to make a CN guide or that kind of stuff, I completely transform the content that I find from Bilibili. I present them in my own ways, I make my own guides, I make my own slides, and I come up with my own format. Dreamy, I think what you don't realize is that if I'm not the one covering this content on YouTube, literally no one else on YouTube is covering this. Literally no one else is doing the MrPokke, hey guys, MrPokke here, back with another video. Literally no one else is streaming the way I do. Literally no one else is making the video the way I do. No one is translating the way I do. Everything is done by me and myself alone. And my viewers like me for who I am, not because I'm just some AI TTS that types into a script and let my ChatGPT come up with my everything and just watch all of my shit, right? I have a personality. People like my personality. People watch my content. Perhaps you can try adopting to your own videos next time, right? Maybe, just maybe. So, saying that my viewers are subbed to a guy that can't do shit without CN content, well, respectfully, I go to sleep every single day, if I can even get any sleep at all, with no guilt or no hatred, right? I have no enemies. So, I hope that you yourself can feel the same way. And just a little for your information, a Chinese translator earns roughly $60,000 a year. So if it was so easy, right? It was so easy just stealing CN content. Perhaps you could consider picking up this language, right? And just make it out there and just be another translator, right? I'm not sure what language you speak. Just be another translator. And I'm sure people will love to watch your content, right? Don't worry about it. I'll wait because I'm pretty sure this 60,000 a year, it'll pay way more than what YouTube is paying you right now. And with that, we've come to the end of today's content. This is not a joke. This is a pretty serious video. Like I mentioned at the start, if you are any content creator or if you're a viewer or anybody from the Honkaistarrail community and you have noticed that Dreamy has been talking shit about you, talking shit about your panel back, feel free to reach out to me or my community at discord.gg/pokisvillage, right? We're a very active community, talking about Honkaistarrail on a daily basis. It's just, to sum everything up, yo, Suguru Dreamy, right? Sit the fuck back down, right? Get off your high horse and show a little bit more respect to content creators that are literally helping you grow, right? Maybe we're competitors, maybe we're not, but your viewers, Volkin, they are literally the lifeline of your channel. To actively tell, don't subscribe to Volkin, right? Oh my god, the majority of humankind are dumb. You know what? It speaks for itself, right? You're too much of a pussy to say in public, and I will expose you for the fraud that you are, right? And that's all for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.